Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Antoulianos, and brought to you by his book, Bible of Bodybuilding 2. Over 700 pages, everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, and PEDs. Available on Amazon.com. While you're on Amazon.com, you can pick up my book, Real Bodybuilding, by Ron Harris. Great book too. And before we get started, please subscribe, like, share. We're trying to build this channel up, get some views, get some subs, get some good quality content like we have right here. Introducing the doctor himself, all the way from Athens, Greece, George Toulianos. How are you, George?
I'm fine, Ron. So we missed 1 week for the first time within 5 years.
Well, you had a good excuse. Your life has changed dramatically. I haven't talked to you since your baby girl, Nicole, was born. So, wow. What was that like? You waited 50 years to become a dad. I bet it was well worth the wait.
Yeah, better late than never. Anyway, now it was God's will to be a father today.
Yeah.
And I found the right person, Nancy, to have a family. And everybody's thrilled. Even I got congratulations from Dan Solomon, from you, from Rick, from Dominate Your Game in the States, from my mentor, Massimo Spattini. Many people congratulated me. And I guess I was the oldest. in the waiting room of the hospital, the clinic. But many people were familiar with me and they told me, congratulations, because I'm more familiar now in Athens, Yeah. Anyway, so everything is good, it's rolling back. And now the first couple of nights, they're a little bit upsetting. It's about the timing of the baby to start. We feed her every 3 hours, Now they are growing extremely high, extremely fast because of the IGF-1.
Yep.
Sleep and food,
Yeah.
That's all they want. And gradually it started getting better. So the only reason that a baby's crying is because of you need to change her or you need to feed her, nothing else.
Yeah, they don't complain for nothing. So, but let me ask you, what's it like when you first saw that baby and said, wow, I made this. This is part of me. It's crazy.
Life is a miracle and children are a blessing. I believe family is the reason of living, to live, to multiply, as God said, and then to leave your ancestors on earth, as we're all going to leave this earth.
Yeah.
But it's a miracle, of course, because it's a little human that grows, and eventually will be a human person like us.
Yeah. I'll tell you, once they, you'll wait years a few years till they can walk and talk and all this. But then it's like, eventually one day that's going to be an adult just like you, and you can relate to them as another adult. It is a miracle. Were you in the delivery room? Did you watch the delivery?
Everything, yes.
Wow.
It's a little bit of shocking, because it's like a surgery.
Yeah.
But then when the nurse said she was born 1325, congratulations. What's the name of the girl? And we said it's female Toulianos, Then you start believing that this is a new stage in your life and you're exploring new adventures. But everybody does, my grandmother gave birth to 4 children at home without anesthesia, the hardcore way.
Yeah.
Today everything is so simple with medicine,
Well, you realize the human species has been on Earth for 300,000 years. We've only had hospitals for like 150 years, maybe. So, most of our existence as humans, they had them out in the woods or in a cave or on a field, in a hut, somewhere like that. And we came this far. When you said 1325, that was the time of day, not how much your baby weighed, right?
Yeah, it's about 3 kilograms to almost 3 kilograms. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say 13 pounds would be a huge baby. Oof. Okay. Well, we've only missed one show, and you had a great excuse. We got some questions. I had to go back. I checked on the MD. There was questions from the old MD videos. Some people don't know that we're not over here yet, so I let them know. So welcome to the loyal viewers who followed us on MD, and you're back over here, and all the new viewers. We appreciate you all. Let's get on with the first question for the week. Doc mentioned in the first episode that if you haven't recovered from PCT, you give your patients Proviron, clomiphene, boron, DHEA, zinc, and vitamin D. Can you share what doses should be taken? Because you mentioned 2 pills each. Does that mean that Proviron, clomiphene, and DHEA are taken at 50 milligrams each? Also, should HCG be included and at what dose?
No, actually comes at the lowest dose and very brief protocol because we don't want to get involved too much with chemical enhancement. So clomiphene has one side effect and one positive effect. So one negative and one positive. First of all, it elevates LH. It elevates total testosterone, but it lowers free testosterone because it elevates HPG. So we need to use, to counterbalance this, we need to use Misterolone. Neither can be used as a monotherapy because it has consequences. So using clomiphene as a monotherapy is wrong because eventually you're going to feel bad because the free testosterone will go down no matter what the papers say about the total testosterone, the LH, because the HPG is the side effect of the clomiphene. And on the other hand, Misterolone will elevate free testosterone. You're going to feel good because it will suppress this HPG, but as a DHT derivative, it will suppress HPDA. Yep. This is a great point about those ignorance that believe that Anavar doesn't suppress HPDA. It does, okay? So even monotherapy of Proviron will shut off HPDA. That's why you should use them both to have a positive effect. Now, DHEA also is helpful for the suppression of SHBG as an androgen. Zinc is very useful element to all the biochemical reactions that take place in the steroidogenesis. We know from the ZMA. D3 is a steroid molecule that is included in many formulas, boosting formulas for the testosterone. You know, it's a steroid molecule that participates also in the elevation of testosterone in hypogonadic men. Boron is a notorious supplement that suppresses SHBG without affecting the HPDA. Okay, so I use just 20 days this protocol, and I have proof and evidence in my Instagram numerous of cases that double within 3 weeks their testosterone levels.
Wow.
Okay, total testosterone, well, free testosterone, not to that degree, but at least 50%. And why 3 weeks? Because we have 20 pills of Proviron in one box. So I don't want to make them, you know, dependent on medication. So I tell them just use 20 days of Proviron and 20 days of low dose of clomiphene, 25, half a tablet of clomiphene. And this is how clomiphene should be worked in PCT, not high doses like bodybuilders do, 300 milligrams, 100 milligrams. Okay, it has side effects to the mood, to the eye, and to the libido. And then you use the same dose in DHEA, in zinc, and boron. You cannot use over 6 milligrams because it's a metal and it will accumulate eventually. Yeah. Okay. Now, some people that have extremely high HPG, close to 100, I suggest them to use 50 milligrams of Proviron, okay, instead of 25. And the most important thing is that you don't use HCG, of course. HCG is another part. It will kick the balls, okay? It doesn't participate in this protocol, but people have to understand that this doesn't work permanently, okay? It's a temporary kick that then will depend according to your lifestyle. Sleep 11 to 7. Steak and eggs as an anabolic food, only 30 minutes of high-intensity training. You don't need to train more because cortisol will elevate and lower testosterone. And you need to stay out of booze and out of stress.
Okay.
5 hours to kick your testosterone.
Yeah, I started HCG 3 days ago. You have
a vasectomy. What for? For the ball size?
Yeah, I just want to see if my balls get bigger. I won't take it forever. I'm just curious because I've never really used it.
You don't use massive doses though. 500 is enough.
500 twice a week.
Yes, that's the best.
So today I took my second dose. We'll see. I'll let everyone know. I'll let everybody know if my balls get big again. Let's see.
We'll keep your sex drive also.
Yeah, great. My wife's gonna love that. So, next question is about I think YKK11. Oh, YK11. It's a peptide, correct?
Yeah, but let's keep this. I don't know about SARMs.
Oh,
I don't know this particular. Okay.
Oh, did you want the second part of that guy's question then?
No, it's the other question that we have to purge.
Oh man, I'm all confused because I think I don't want to miss anyone's question. Let me make sure I don't screw this up. Yeah, his second part of the question was about hair shedding. Did you want that one?
Not about this. So the third question has two parts.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so the next one was, what supplements should I take to mimic the effects of aspirin? Will omega-3, 6, 9 plus vitamin E plus vitamin K2 be enough? Or do I have to add nattokinase? Also, what
Yes.
dose should I take to thin my blood?
But listen, apart from aspirin, for those that have deficiency of the G6PD enzyme, they should use fish oil, okay, omega-3 that block the prostaglandins, like aspirin does. And also those people that have ulcer issues, you know, you listen to
Yeah, I
baby.
can hear the baby. Oh, man. It's all right. Believe me, I've been through it.
They should use fish oil, but also nattokinase is a good thing that thins the blood, okay?
Okay, cool. Next one is, this is a pretty simple question. What's the difference between cypionate, 250 milligrams per milliliter, and Testosteronepropionate, 100 milligrams per milliliter? I'm confused about these milligrams per milliliters.
So listen, cypionate releases 68%. All right, so if you use 100 milligrams, 68 will be assimilated. All right, almost 70%, just like enothate. And how much of propionate?
Well, so I think he's just wondering, look, why does cypionate come in such, you can get it in 200 or even 250 milligrams per milliliter, but propionate, you can usually only find it in 100. I've seen it in 50, and I've also seen it in 100 milligrams per milliliter, a much lesser,
Yes.
lower concentration.
You inject more frequently propionate because it fills the system faster, so you need less of it.
Yeah. Do you recommend that? Do you know anybody? Do you have any patients that use propionate for their TRT?
Yes, in Balance My Hormones, they do have propionate. You inject it 3 times a week, or 25 milligrams in 1 ml. So it's very diluted, very, it's not dense at all, this concentration. And they use 25 milligrams 3 times a week, or even 50 milligrams 3 times a week. But this is it's a microdose protocol that does not spike the estradiol.
Okay, so that would be the big advantage using propionate. But
Yeah.
but you also get that same effect microdosing if you microdose cypionate or an enthate too, wouldn't you?
It doesn't work simply because the enothate and the cypionate clear the system every 5 days or 7 days. So it doesn't work well with pharmacokinetics,
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, most people they don't want to stick themselves every day or every other day. So that's why cypionate has become worldwide the most popular ester for TRT. That's what I've been using. That's what Frontline gives me. Another testosterone question. Is exogenous testosterone better than natural testosterone? For instance, let's take an individual with the same total testosterone and free testosterone with another one who injects TRT. They have the same exact numbers, everything the same, diet, exercise, and genetics. Who will build more muscle and faster? The guy who's naturally producing that amount, or the guy who has that because he injected it?
I believe the main benefit of somebody who injects is that he has stable levels.
Okay.
Unlike the natty guy that has fluctuations according to stress, to insulin that affects his HBG, to night sleep, okay, and of course to timing, because testosterone is elevated in the morning and it decreases throughout the day. Okay.
So you eliminate all that with an injection. You have a much more stable release. That's a good thing. Here's a very general one. Is there a sweet and safe spot in terms of maximum weekly AAS dosage and in terms of test to AAS ratio?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So when he says test to AAS ratio, I'm assuming that he means
testosterone yes,
plus something else like DECA or equipoise or whatever. Is there a sweet spot in terms of maximum weekly AAS dosage and in terms of test/AAS ratio? Listen to you, Dr. Rand, O'Connor, and other MDs. 600 to 1,000 seems to be the maximum, and keeping test higher than the AAS, which I guess would mean the other compound, seems to be safer than the opposite. Do you confirm? I'm 52 years old and want to stick to the safest compounds like masteron, boldenone, nandrolone, anavar, and testosterone as a base.
Well, anavar is not the safest. It's hepatotoxic and cardiac toxic. It's even alkylated. It's safe for women in order to avoid virilization.
Yeah.
But As Connor said in the anabolics book, we need to keep the ratio 2-1 between testosterone and anabolic steroids for the sake of libido.
Mm.
With 9 nortestosterone derivatives, which is nandrolone and trembolone.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about the side effects, I bet testosterone is way safer than anabolic steroids. Okay.
The other ones, yeah. I mean, if you're 52 years old, you know, I'm not. You're going to be 51 in July. I'm 54 already. I would feel uncomfortable. I would feel like I was taking a big risk using, I don't know, more than like 500 or 600 milligrams total steroids a week at this stage of my life. Do you think there is a cap for someone in our age range? We probably shouldn't go past that if you want to be relatively safer.
Yes, absolutely. More is not better. Less is better. And actually, if you're over 50, forget about cycles. They stick to replacement therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you've been telling me that for a couple of years now, and I'm finally actually starting to listen to you. I'm actually thinking, because I finally got some DECA. So 275 milligrams of test a week, 50 milligrams of DECA, which is a little above, you know, probably what most doctors would want to see you on.
If you want to use 100 of DECA, why don't you use 150 of testosterone? Lower your testosterone, increase your DECA if you want. But just 75 is a lot. Come on, for TRT.
Well, we'll see. I mean, yeah.
Unless you have a medical issue that you don't elevate testosterone with 200 milligrams.
If you're using HCG, could you use less testosterone and see basically the same effects in how you look and feel? Do you think?
Actually, HCG will improve your mood and your sex drive, so that you don't need more testosterone for sex.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to look like Big Ramy anyway. It's too late. That ship has sailed. So
think about your surgery. Come on, you're never going to squat heavily. Yeah.
Oh, I think my hair surgery. It's coming in. It's going to take a couple more months.
It's growing, right? It's growing.
Yeah, it'll be 4 weeks this coming Thursday. They said don't expect to see anything good until about 3 or 4 months. Takes a while, and then a full year for the full result to really.
But I never get a haircut again.
No, I probably don't ever need a haircut again. I mean, maybe in like a year. I'm not going to need a haircut for a very long time. Is your daughter available? Or all right, guys, here we have the new parents, Nancy and George, with baby Nicole. Congratulations, Nancy. I already congratulated George, but this is my first opportunity to say welcome to motherhood. What an experience. Do you feel different?
Very different in a multiple way.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things are changing right now. Our priorities, our everyday life.
Yeah. I mean, this baby is a 24-hour commitment. She eats every 2 to 3 hours. Yeah.
Every 3 hours and a lot unexpected.
Wow. But cool. So, man, who came up with the name? Is that? Does she have a Greek name and an English name, or is Nicole also?
My last name. So Nick was the name of my father, but my father never had the opportunity to see grandchild with his name. So Nicole is the female of Nicholas or Nick or Nico.
Oh, wow. Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So she's how old is now? 2 weeks? Not even. No, 1 week.
9
days.
9 days. Wow, man. I mean, I guess I already asked this to George, but I mean, Nancy, this is this is something a lot of us think about in life, but until it happens, your life changes. You don't realize you're already looking at life in a totally different way, aren't you now?
It is. It's a miracle.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's beyond words. It's a mystical thing. It's a blessing from God. So I congratulate you both, and nothing but health and prosperity and joy for you both and for your baby. Very, very happy for you guys. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah. I've been a dad for almost 30 years now. Can you believe that?
I promise someday that Nancy, myself, and Nicole will show up at the Olympia.
Oh yeah, you got to bring Dr. T's baby has to go to the Olympia and the Arnold. Yeah, cool. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for letting us take a little glimpse at your little precious miracle there, baby Nicole. And that's it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
George, very, very happy for you. And literally, better late than never. I think that's a great statement in general for everyone to remember.
Frank Seppi told me, I told him better late than never. I said, you never discourage something that is so pure and I would say divine, like a baby. You know, whenever it comes, it's a blessing.
Yeah. I mean, anything in life, whether you want to go after some goal, some career, something that you've always wanted to do.
Personally, I couldn't raise a child 5 or 10 years ago. I didn't have the incomes. I was not mature enough, and definitely I didn't have the proper partner, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I really believe everything happens for a reason. God has a plan for everybody. You know, at the time you're going through things, you don't understand it, but then later you look back and then you go, that's why that had to happen for this to happen later. So it all makes sense when you see it in the big picture down the line.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, again, please subscribe, like, and share. We really want to get these views up. It's an amazing opportunity that we have every week with Dr. Tuliados here. Very rare opportunity. One of the only medical doctors in this world with his level of experience, who's been a competitive champion bodybuilder and a medical doctor. He has a way of answering these questions you're just not going to find from your gym bros or from your regular general practitioner doctor. So thank you so much, George. You're doing a great service for everybody here. Appreciate it. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone. We'll see you right here next time.